Hello! I am gonna put on makeup, which I haven't done much of lately because I haven't been well. Steve hubby gave me his germs and I'm feeling a bit better today. I still have a little bit of a tickle in my throat and a little bit of a cough, so if I do that, speak of it, I apologize. But I kind of just feel like putting on some makeup and looking semi-presentable because I just, haven't been. I've gotten I did my washing up in the morning. I don't have a lot of skincare on. I just threw on some moisturizer and that was pretty much it because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just wanting to have a bit of a play and have a bit of a chat, just be really casual. And then also I am gonna probably not take a shower not long after and wash it all off. So I decided that I'll just focus on my evening skincare routine when I do that rather than, piling a whole bunch of stuff on my face. So this is me barefaced. Actually, speaking of barefaced, I'm for being sick, I'm pretty happy with how my skin is looking. It's actually looking pretty good. And I think I put this down to the DIY masking and my evening skincare routine that I've been doing. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as I go. So let's do some makeup. I am using just a little bit of, it looks like weird goop of, it's a little primer sample that I have from BH Cosmetics. It's very old, but I thought I'd use it up. But it's the Anti-Shine, Anti-Brilliance makeup foundation eyeshadow. Did I say eyeshadow? I did, didn't I? No, foundation primer. Foundation primer. So I'm going to use that. But before I do that, I'm just going to put a little bit of lip balm on. I think this is an old Lana Lips. Well, not old, but it was, I'm like digging into it now because there's not much left. It was in a tube. I greatly dislike it being in a tube. A squeezy tube. So that, okay, now I'm putting on the primer. I haven't pulled anything out. It's going to be disorganized. I'm just going to be reaching for stuff around me. I do have my weekly stash that I've been using and working on. So I might pull a couple of things out of that, like that never-ending gosh darn powder. This is a really interesting, I don't even know if BH Cosmetics is still around anymore. This feels really soft and really smooth. It's got kind of a moussey texture. I do like the fact that I can see it take the shine down. So it's got something in it that reduces shine. I made a list of things to talk about. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which I think I did update in another video, is my blackheads on my nose. I don't know if you can see them. I had a go at them last night. And sebaceous filaments. So it's the one thing that really bugs me about my skin on my face is which never used to be an issue before menopause, is the sebaceous filaments and the blackheads. And now it's this constant battle. I had very dry, not dry, but dehydrated skin as a result of menopause. I think I've I've solved that, and that's no longer an issue per se if I stay on top of my skincare. But these sebaceous filaments and these blackheads, man. Anyway, that viral hack technique, where you have to like massage it for 90 minutes or 90 seconds or whatever it was every night, it kind of became a bit of a pain in the tuchus to do every single day, and you literally have to just keep doing it forever for the rest of your life if you are human and continue to produce sebum. And I kind of got fed up of it. It did work, but it was just a lot of work. So foundation, I am still working on finishing up this little pot, which is just my L'Oreal Skin Tint, but I pulled this out, which is my Flower Beauty Light Illusion, and I've had this for a while. I bought this when we were in the US. I'm wearing it in the color Porcelain L1, but I think it was sort of like I haven't given it enough of a chance, and I haven't sort of, worn it enough. So I'm gonna have a play with it. I have used it once, and then I was thinking, I wasn't really paying attention, and I don't remember what it looks like, so I'll wear that today. So anyway, back to these gosh darned sebaceous filaments and blackheads. They drive me absolutely batty. And if it's the one thing I hate about my skin, it is these sebaceous filaments that keep coming back. And I know they will keep coming back, and that's fine. That it is what it is. But just keeping them under control is a lot of work, and it's a lot of effort. And that part annoys the absolute out of me. I'm trying not to swear. Menopause has made me very ragey, and I swear a lot more than I used to. But seeing how this is a public channel, I'm trying not to. And anyway, so it drives me crazy. And yes, I know it looks light, but it actually matches me. Look, it matches my neck. And anyway, so I've tried that viral hack. It comes and it goes. I've tried the daily, just a bit of benzoyl peroxide. It works, but it comes and it goes. I know salicylic acid, BHA. I always get the two mixed up. The BHA is very good for that. And I've done the sulfur, ointment. It kind of works, but I need something that works a bit more consistently, so it doesn't feel like the sebaceous filaments and the blackheads come back so fast. And I think part of, wow, you can see how glowy this foundation is, can't you? I guess that's why it's called Light Illusion, because it is glowy. Even though I had like an anti-shine primer underneath. I'll have to pay a bit of attention and see how it wears, because I wore this before. That's why it's sitting and hanging out in this basket, is because I wore it before, but I wasn't paying attention, so I don't actually know how it performed. But I do look like that slightly glowy look, and I can kind of tone it down with a little bit of powder. So anyway, I have it's quite strong, so if anybody who's not used to wearing acids or using acids, I would, giant caution right there. But I have a 9% BHA from Paula's Choice. It's a tiny little tube. You don't get much, but you only need the tiniest amount. So I use like a tiny amount that I put on my nose. I've been putting it on my nose in the evenings. Look, I'm almost, see, that's just, you know, stained, but I'm almost done. See, that mattifies it a little bit. So that works, but I haven't been on it for long enough that I know that it works. I've only used it a couple of times in the last week, and it seems to be working slowly-ish. So I'll need to see how that goes. But yes, so, you know, my friend Echo asked me how the Sebaceous Filaments thing was going, and I did an update a while ago, and I did tell her, sort of, on video. But it's a constant battle for me. It is what it is. And yes, so that looks actually quite nice. And I did use up a little bit more, so that's almost gone. Maybe by the time I do my next Shop My Stash Makeup Diaries check-in, this will be gone, but so far, no, it's not gone yet. This is the Never Ending eyebrow pencil. It's actually one of my favorites because the color matches me really well. I've been using this since the 27th of the 27th of July last year, and I have never I have never sharpened it. It really is just that. This could end up being like a watch me use all my Shop My Stash perfume makeup video. Words. Menopause has stolen my words. Menopause has stolen a lot of things, but menopause has stolen my words and my ability to actually talk and articulate. And sometimes I will start a sentence and then I will pause, you know, when I'm talking to hubby, and he's like, were you gonna say something? And I'd be like, yes, but I don't remember the words. And it's kind of scary because, you know, my job is words. So sometimes if I pause or if I stop and I go, you know, I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying, or I don't know what I was gonna say, it's because sometimes my brain and my mouth, they don't seem to connect. But yes, so I've had this since July of last year, so I've had this for almost a year, and I swear I have not sharpened it at all. And I use this the most of all my eyebrow pencils. Just gonna blend that out a bit. Actually, if I'm being super duper lazy, I can just leave my eyebrows like this. And my eyebrows are freshly tinted at the moment, so they're looking pretty good. But if I want to go that extra step, I'll put in some brow gel. I did get this, and I'm trying to, it was on sale. It was 50% off at Priceline, and it's the Wonder Freeze Brow Lamination Gel by Rimmel. I haven't figured out if I like it yet. It looks pretty thick, and it looks like it will hold pretty well. This eyebrow that I'm working on now is my right eyebrow, and it actually is not too unruly. It tends to behave itself. But this eyebrow on the left-hand side is very unruly. And not only do I have a bald patch in the corner here, but most of my eyebrows seems to want to grow downwards here. So if I were to, like, you know, like Look. So I have to brush it up, and then I need something with really strong hold to hold it up. And so I'm trying this out because I got sucked in by the fact that it's brow lamination. So there you go. Hey, they do look pretty nice. I've got natural sunlight coming in from the window today, so I didn't actually turn that window, that other big light on. And I've got lights here, so we'll see how it goes. Yes, so eyebrows are done. They're not perfect, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna see how this works, but so far I'm not hating it. And I don't know what eyeshadow I'm gonna wear, but I'll do that. So have I finished on the whole Sebaceous Filaments thing? Yes, probably. I've gone on long enough about it. It's just, you know, they are the bane of my existence. I still haven't figured out a way to like really keep them under control, but maybe this latest thing with the Paula's Choice BHA will work. We shall see. I will provide an update at some point, maybe. It could be a couple of weeks or a few weeks before that happens. Skincare is a slow thing. You know, anybody who wants overnight results, or who decides they want something overnight, skincare is not something that you would want to have, you know, with that mindset, because it takes minimally, if it's fast, a week or two, you know, otherwise 3-4 weeks, a month, 2 months. It takes a while. That's all I'm saying. And the other thing also with skincare, what I don't want to do with my eyes, I'm just going to randomly grab something. Profusion Nudes. I haven't used this in a really long time. I bought this when we were in the US. I think they're only like $5, but that's quite pretty. What color do I want to use? Well, these are like really bad swatches, aren't they? Let's try again. I'm swatching. I should speak and swatch at the same time. But yes, so skincare is not something that you can expect overnight results. I mean, there are some things that'll give you overnight results. I think I'm going to use this really light shade. That's this second shade here called Icon. So, you know, patience is required. But there are certain things that will give you fairly instant results, but that tends to be more hydration, plumping, that kind of thing. If you use a moisturizer or a serum that's got a lot of peptides and a lot of collagen and hyaluronic acid and hydrating ingredients in it, it will plump up your skin instantly. Of course, the moment you stop using it, it all goes away. So, you know, there's that. And skincare is one of those things. You know, I talk to my mom and I keep saying to her, the moment you stop, it stops and it goes away. My mom has a friend that she's got onto the whole essence and toner and things, and her friend's delighted because her friend's saying, oh, you know, I've got these cheeks now and it looks really healthy and glowy and plump, and she goes, oh, I think I'm going to stop because I don't want my cheeks to grow too big so I don't look, you know, the F word, not the rude F word, but the other F word. That people seem to have an issue with. Chubby. I use the word chubby. So I don't look chubby. And my mom said to her, which thankfully she did, because I think my mom's been listening to me harp on about it for a very long time. Say, you know, the moment you stop, it goes away. And it's true. Because with skincare, you stop, it goes away. It's the same thing like with taking vitamins and taking supplements. You're putting things into your system, into your skin that's not there. and your body, your system, your skin, whatever it is not in a position to make more. And that's why you're having to supplement it, and that's why it's called a supplement. And so, you know, when you stop, it goes away. It's as simple as that. So either don't stop, or be prepared for the fact that if you stop, it all goes away. And now I've completely lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about. Ah, yes, skincare. So anyway, yes, with skincare, you have to be patient, and if you stop, it all goes away. It's as simple as that. But anyway, so I was going to do an update on the sebaceous filaments. I did make notes. Look, I have notes. And then I was going to do an update on dermaplaning. So I think I'm at the point where I'm almost ready. If you're interested, I can do an updated, proper video on dermaplaning, on how I dermaplane my face. But then I saw this thing for a new technique, so I'm trying that out. And so originally I was like, okay, you know, I've got it down where I found a shaving oil I like, I found a shaving cream I like, I've got the blades that I like, and it's working, and I haven't nicked myself in a long time. Because originally the issue was, you know, I was nicking myself because I wasn't using the right blades, I was nicking myself because my technique was wrong, and, you know, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. But anyway, so now I'm not really nicking myself as much at all anymore. Famous last words, right? Eyeliner. And so I'm quite happy with it. And I thought, oh, you know, I'll get around to filming a video one of these days. But then I saw this ad on Facebook, of course. And it was saying, oh, revolutionary new shaving product. You can now see what you're doing. And basically, it was an aerosol can of powder. And they were wanting to charge $30 or $40 for a can of powder that you spray all over your face. And then you can see it coats the hairs on your face. So then you can see where there's hair, and you can shave. And I thought, that actually sounds pretty clever, and it sounds like it will work. And it was like, oh, you know, it's got all these skincare benefits, and it includes blah, blah ingredient. But I'm like, you're going to have it on your skin for a total of about 30 seconds, you know, a couple of minutes max, because you spray it and you shave it off. And that's it. It doesn't actually have any time to do any good to your skin. You know, you basically just don't want it to be harsh. You don't want it to damage your skin. And you know, when you're done dermaplaning, you just put in the right skincare ingredients, use the right skincare ingredients to treat your skin after. And then you're fine. And then I thought, I am not paying $30 or $40 for a can of powder to spray on my face. So, because I'm cheap, I don't make a lot of money, and I have to be careful with what I spend my money on. So then I thought, well, hang on. Dry shampoo is basically powder, right? It's basically a white powder you spray into your hair. And it's been tested. It's fairly safe, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to try using, and if you're interested in watching me do this, I'm happy to make a video. It might not be a great video because it is rather messy. I did it over my bathroom sink, actually, because I didn't want powder everywhere. And believe me, powder goes everywhere. But I thought, okay, I'll try it with the dry shampoo. And you know, in the ad, in the video, you know, the girl's standing there, she's like all over her face. And I wasn't going to do that. I didn't want it in my eyes. I didn't want it in my, going up my nose or in my mouth. So I kind of did sections of my face at a time. And I was really careful to like cover so I don't get any up my nose, and did this to my lips when I was doing around, you know, my chin and my mouth area and things like that. And I was super duper careful because I did not want to breathe it in. Didn't do anything around my eyes, didn't do my forehead. So whatever. But it does work because you do see the hairs, and I do a better job of, you know, getting all the hairs on my face. The only problem is that I haven't quite figured out like how much to spray and how long to spray. So one side I didn't do enough, and another side there was too much, and it was like, oh, that's where I said it gets messy. And then when you shave it, it kind of just like drops, so you want to be over your sink and that kind of thing. So that was interesting. But you know, on sale I can get good quality dry shampoo for $8 or $9 for a giant can, versus, you know, their average size little can for $30 or $40. And I think if you buy 6 at a time, it might come down to like $25 a bottle. No, I'm not doing that. I don't have that kind of money. I might play with some contour today because I haven't done that in a while. What do I want to use? I think I'm just going to use this, which is a random mix of some things I no longer remember. I suppose if I go back into a video that I filmed previously, it will probably tell you what's in it. I think I put in a powder of something that wasn't pigmented enough, and then I think I mixed an eyeshadow into it to get it a bit more pigmented, and it's messy. It's messy. So yes, I'll do that. And I contour. I don't generally bronze because I'm not big into bronzing. I kind of like that I'm just this pale face creature. But ooh, look at that. That is nice. Don't worry, I know it looks crazy. It will blend out. I will blend it out. I'm just laying it down now. But yes, so I'm happy to make a video of it at some point. You know, once I've kind of figured things out a little bit better and I've maybe perfected my technique a little bit more. But it was pretty crazy. But it works. It actually does work. It's quite clever. But I'm just not going to, you know, spend that kind of money. Because I don't know how long I have no idea how long that can will last. And, you know, I'm not going to go and try to figure that out for science. Look at that. I'm just like this messy gray thing. I promise it will all work out. What do I want to do for blush? I've been talking too slow. Because I'm almost done. And I still haven't talked about half the things I wanted to say. Oh, yes. Okay, the next thing is my tattoo. You would have maybe seen the video of my tattoo, which I still absolutely love. I'm due for a touch-up. And when I say touch-up, I mean that they do. I'm going to try this MCO Beauty Light Wand. I haven't loved these, mainly because they're so dang messy. So, and they don't seem to, I don't know, stick on my skin really well. So they seem to lift what's underneath, and I'm not crazy about that. So anyway, I need to try them a bit more and then decide if I'm going to keep them or what. So I'm going to, the way I use these is like the way I use all my liquid products is I mush them on a plate and then I pick it up with a brush and I apply it that way because it applies to me better. So that's what I'm going to do. But yes, so I'm due for a touch-up. It's the touch-up is at the end of 3 months, but I can't do at the end of 3 months because I'm not around and I'm busy, etc., all that kind of thing. Sorry, I should say what color this is. This is the Beauty Light One Highlight and Glow, and it is in the color Peach Glow. It's actually very natural looking. I guess it's more of a highlight than a blush, so it's not super duper pigmented. But it's enough. Once I blend it out, I think it'll look nice. But yes, so that's going to be 3 months, and 3 months is coming up soonish. But I'm not around, or I'm not able to do it in 3 months. So I've talked to my tattoo artist, and I'm gonna do it in about 3.5 months. So I will report back on how that goes. I'm gonna make an appointment. He's gonna get back to me with his availability once he's looked at his calendar. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping this everywhere and making an absolute mess. So, and I've got a blob of it on my iPad. So I'll do that. I'll end up doing it in about 3.5 months, which is fine. He's fantastic. And all I'm really doing is just reinforcing the, the gray lines and all of that, so that it fades. It takes a little longer to fade, because it was funny when I was getting this done, and I don't know if I actually covered it in my video when I revealed the tattoo, was that he had said to me, if you do it like this and you keep it this soft, it will fade, and it will fade faster than if you have this solid black chunk or whatever. And I said to him, you know what? I'm 53 years old. And if it fades in 5 years or 10 years, I'll either get it redone, just touched up, or I might be at that point in my life where I don't care anymore, because I'm that old. Right now I care, but, maybe at age 60 or at age 65 or 70 or whatever it is, I won't care. I'm just using my Guerlain meteorites to blend everything in, so I don't look like a crazy person with giant gray and peach stripes all over my face. So it took a bit of convincing for him to, do that. But I'm going to get it touched up and reinforced a bit so that it will look a little bit better and last a little longer. And so maybe I'll get, several years out of it. See what I mean? It all does come together. You just have to trust the process. See, trust the process. I'll leave the brush out because I do need to clean the brush. And now, finally, what am I going to do with my lips? I think I'm going to do my everyday red. Just blowing off a bit of the lip balm. This is my everyday red look. I even labeled it because I love labels and I love labeling things. And so I've actually labeled it everyday red because I am, yes, that much of a dork. And yes, so that's the tattoo. And the other thing I wanted to mention just briefly, because I've talked for 35 minutes, is my skincare. I mentioned earlier I haven't been feeling well and I haven't been doing a lot to my skin. I've been getting up a bit later and allowing myself to sleep in just to get rest and to recover. So one of the things I haven't been doing as much, because I haven't had meetings, talking and applying lipstick is just, it just doesn't work. Yes, so I haven't been doing my skincare as much. I haven't been going out. I haven't been having as many meetings, so I've pretty much just not done much. I haven't been doing my daytime skincare routine as much. And I do have a video talking about my latest daytime skincare routine, which is a bit more active, but gentle active. But I have been doing my DIY sheet mask or DIY face mask evening routine most nights. Some nights I haven't, but I'm only really skipping a night or two here and there. There are a lot of YouTubers, skincare YouTubers now doing like the 30-day mask challenge where they do a sheet mask and they don't DIY the sheet mask. They just, buy the sheet masks and they do that. And they're doing the 30-day challenge to see if it improves the skin. It doesn't even need 30 days. 10 days, 2 weeks, your skin will really, really improve and change. So what I've been doing is mostly just my evening DIY skincare routine with the DIY sheet masks. And I've been doing that fairly diligently in the evenings, even, when I've not been well. And even when I've been busy, because it's easy enough for me to wash up in the evening, put the mask on, and then just sit and work or read or whatever it is, and then I take the mask off. I don't have to wash anything off. I massage whatever's left over into my skin, apply a moisturizer on top to seal it all in, and then I'm done. And what I've done is I've started doing recently, because I was watching a video and they talked about it. I think it was Alice in the Rabbit Hole, where you get like these silicone masks and you put them on top of the sheet mask and it just holds it in place. And you want the ones, if you're going to buy it, you want the ones with the dip like that, with the chin dip, because it cups your chin and it holds everything in, and so the juice from the mask and the serums and the toners don't drip down your neck and you get a wet, messy neck. Because I've got this other one here that's just, you see, it doesn't have the dip and it's just like straight. And this one's a hot mess because I used this last night and it basically just dripped down my neck, and I was like rubbing it in and trying to get rid of it. Not get rid of it, but just to clean it up so I don't have like a messy, wet neck. But anyway, so I've been doing that a lot, and I've been sort of changing it up, and I've been using, different serums, and I've got some older serums I wanted to use up, and I'm very generous with my serums. I think you do see a lot of people say, oh, you don't need to use a lot of serum, and you don't need, less is more and all that. Like, no, with my serums, I'm just going to pack it all in. It all gets absorbed into the skin. It feels really nice. I feel really plump and juicy in the morning, and my skin has great texture and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really happy with this technique. And I've actually started incorporating like a light lotion or like an emulsion style moisturizer, on top of the serum sometimes as well, and just to like give it a little bit more hydration and a bit more moisturizing. You don't want anything too thick, but you want like a really thin lotiony type thing. And I'm happy to do another video at some point to explain all of that. But I've been doing that, and it's just been doing wonders for my skin, because you saw my skin at the beginning of the video today. That's like, probably not much daytime skincare for a couple of weeks now, because I've been busy, I haven't been well, etc., etc. But I've been doing my nighttime routine most every night. And it's kept my skin looking good. So that's what I've been doing. I've changed up the products. I change the products up all the time because I rotate between serums. But the one thing that I have started doing differently is I have introduced a light emulsion lotion type moisturizer that I kind of whack on a whole bit of it, a whole lot of it, that all gets absorbed into my skin. And then I put this on. And the benefit of the silicone mask also is that if you're wearing the mask for like 20 minutes, it will dry because there's evaporation. So you're losing a lot of the product through evaporation. Whereas if you're doing this, you don't lose product through evaporation. So, you know, you get more bang for your buck, or you get more bang from your products staying on your skin. And then when you remove the silicone mask, your mask is actually still moist or damp or juicy, whatever you want to call it. And it's not dried out. Because before, what I was doing was I had a little like spray bottle of toner that I would spray on my face just to maintain the moisture and the hydration. Because what happens is if your mask dries, what will start happening is instead of the hydration and the moisture going into your skin, because of the dryness, the mask and the air will actually start to suck the moisture and hydration out of your skin, which kind of defeats the purpose, which is why I was spraying after as it was drying. So this has been great. I think it has been a game changer. It's a bit tight around the backs of my ears, but it does loosen after a while once you've worn it a few times, and it kind of gets used to, your ears get to it, and this gets used to, you know, the shape of your face and everything. So yeah, that's been working really, really well for me, and I've been really happy with that and the results. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I'm really liking it. And it's a little addictive, I have to admit, because like I now want to do it every night, and I like that little bit of me time, and I like the results that I'm seeing. So it kind of all builds on top of each other. It's sort of like, oh, I like the me time, I like the way it feels on my skin, I like the way my skin feels in the morning, I like the way it's looking, you know. So it's like I see results, and because I see results, I'm happy, and because I'm happy about the results, I want to keep doing it so that I keep seeing results, and you know, it's this positive cycle that's really working for me. So yeah, that's it. That was way too many things to talk about in one makeup video, because I actually don't take that long to put makeup on. I do, but not that long. So I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate, you know, you spending your time with me. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey things if you want to, and leave a bunny. I don't know that this is a bunny, but leave a bunny emoji down below to show that you've got this far. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.